Hi, friends, and welcome to In the Weeds, the official CCL halftime show presented by Roll20. I'm Gilly here with Funz, flex player for WildHeart Esports. Hey, Funz, how's CCL going so far?
It's pretty good. Second place, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, you guys are doing super well so far. I wanted to ask you, coming from kind of the community side of Heroes, how's it been so far to play with and against so many former HGC players?
I'm not gonna lie, been a little scary going into it. I think week 1, week 2, I was a little nervous, but as the season's been going on, I've been feeling a little bit more confident.
Good. You should. You guys have been playing amazingly. You've been playing really well. I definitely would want to know, who you've been maybe most nervous to play against, or even who's been most difficult to play against so far.
That's actually pretty easy to answer. I used to be a HeroesHearth Esports fan, so BBJ, it was pretty fun to play versus BBJ, and play against Hasselhoffs too. I used to love watching Hasselhoffs streams back in the day.
Yeah.
So definitely 30K.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that you mentioned Hasselhoffs because you were just telling me that you were a big Brood War fan back in the day. So you did you watch Hasselhoffs back in like StarCraft days at all?
No, I think I might have been a toddler back then. I only played the campaigns for Brood War. I didn't get to watch any, esports on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. It's awesome to have you be a part of CCL, and I think the cool thing for me to see is that the standings at the top are very close. You guys are right up there with Crowd Control, Oxygen right behind, and you all kind of have taken wins off of each other. So, how do you see after this weekend, this final weekend of league play, the standings kind of shaking out?
I'm pretty sure we're going to see CC in first place. We'll have WildHeart at second. And unless something crazy happens, Oxygen should be third.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see it switching up too much with how it's looking so far. It'd have to be a pretty wild circumstance for it to swap from those.
Gotcha. So you're the flex player on a team that drafts some pretty crazy stuff, right? We've known WildHeart is going to be crazy drafters right from the beginning. How do you stay sharp on so many different heroes?
Lots of practice. I don't tend to think I do a lot of the brain stuff. I just get a list of heroes, and those are just the heroes I'll be playing for the week. It's been a lot of fun. I like playing flex.
Really? Do you have to just like do a lot of individualized practice in addition to the practice that you put in as a team, or like where's your priority there?
It's definitely a lot of Storm League practice. I try to get games in every day if possible. We're not treating this like a job. It is important to get practice in.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Have we been able to see the full depth of the Funz hero pool yet, or is there more that we haven't quite gotten a full taste of?
There might be just a little bit more. I don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say we've been already prepping for playoffs for a little bit now.
Ooh, I'm pumped. I'm so excited. I love the format of the playoffs. I love the ladder, though. I'm sure playing in the ladder is not as much fun, but it's really fun.
Yeah,
to watch.
I'm kind of glad we're not first place because it's kind of scary to play whatever monster comes through that gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll definitely be honed for sure. So talking about some of the cool heroes that we have gotten to see you play so far, we got an Alarak versus Simplicity last weekend, and unfortunately, you guys didn't get the win in that game. But I wanted to know: is he a favorite of yours hero wise, or was it something more in conjunction with how he was supposed to work within that draft?
I wouldn't say Alarak's my favorite hero. He's definitely has a play style I've learned to love.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like Kerrigan, Kira, all those like melee flashy heroes I've come to enjoy. Alarak's definitely up there though. Probably top 5. He's pretty fun to play. I'm not very good at him though, unfortunately.
Would you say you're kind of a flashy player in general, or that's something that you've had to kind of work toward more?
Definitely something I've had to work towards. I love making those flashy plays, but when you got Justin on your team, you got Buds, even unaverted, it's hard to stand out sometimes.
You're always having to stand on a knife's edge too, playing those kinds of heroes for sure.
Yeah. I definitely like to go in sometimes.
It's natural. It's only natural.
Hmm.
So in general, when you all are kind of prepping, and you kind of alluded to this and talking about, you get your heroes that you're gonna have to play. How do you guys prepare together for the unique drafts that you're going to be looking to bring in at some point?
It's a lot of theory crafting, like a lot of theory crafting. I wish I could show y'all like how many Google slide or not Google slides, sorry, Google spreadsheets we have.
Sure.
It is like it's like props to Justin and Zerglin. They literally like will stay up and just talk about draft, and it's pretty nice. I get to just sit back, just play some heroes, get my list.
That's so amazing. I wish we could see the spreadsheets too. Obviously, that would probably give just a few things away, but that's got to be really cool to see.
Just a little bit.
What's your favorite draft that you all have played this season so far?
Probably just, it's not really crazy, but just our like basic Medivh comps. Medivh is a hero I've never really played at a competitive level, so it's been really nice to execute those Medivh plays.
I'm curious, what's been your kind of competitive experience in the past? Have you competed, in heroes and other games, like in sports, anything like that?
So I did play football since I was like, oh wow, since I was 7.
Wow.
I ended up quitting though, unfortunately, my sophomore year when I was around, what was that, 15, 14? Because I started working and stuff, life. And then I did HCC Open that summer. Don't tell Blizzard, okay? Because apparently you weren't supposed to do HCC Open if you're not over 16. But I did Open. We didn't win any games. It was pretty bad. That was like my first ever experience. And then we did a little bit of NGS. And then, HCC announcement. Pretty bummed out about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the Heroes hype stuff right after that. Yeah, that's whenever I actually really got serious and really started competing. If I remember correctly, we ended up getting 2nd place on Inting for Globes, and I was playing tank back then, which is weird to think about.
Okay.
And then after that, I was just grinding in houses, play a little Div S and stuff, and then somehow Justin just was like, I want this guy, and I ended up on WildHeart.
Did you expect to be drafted, like through the draft show?
It's a funny story. I actually found out, it was like 2 days before, that they were thinking about drafting me, but I didn't believe it. So I was just like, I don't know if that's true or not. And then once the draft show happened and it actually got announced, I was just like, it was baffling. It's crazy.
How did you react?
I was stunned. I was pretty happy. I might have jumped up out of my chair a little bit. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad to get picked up.
Well, that's awesome. It's awesome to have you be a part of CCL. And really cool to kind of hear that story of you like persevering even after HCC, even after, maybe not playing so legally in Open Division 2, but that's awesome. All right, so you guys have one match left, as everyone does. Your final match of the season is versus Sidestep Kings. So how are you approaching that matchup?
We're, not to be disrespectful, but we're mostly trying to concentrate on playoffs right now.
Okay.
Like the only thing we're kind of worried about is if June gets played, because then we have to worry about Vikings, Zarya, Abathur, all that stuff. But we're mostly just looking to get the win and move on out and get ready for playoffs.
And that leads great to my final question before shoutouts. But what are your goals, either personally or as a team, for the rest of the season?
Well, as a team, we definitely want to take home the cake, get that first place. Me personally, I don't know. I've tried other games. They're just not as good as HOTS. I love playing HOTS. I really want to see HOTS grow to like a high competitive level one day, maybe make a living off of it. It's a little long ways to go, but one can hope.
I love it. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say that there's cake at the end? Nobody told me that there was cake.
It's enough money to buy a cake if you wanted to.
I gotta find this cake. This sounds good.
I might have to buy a cake if we get it first.
I've got to look into this. Well, thank you very much. We'll put a pin in that in the cake. Thank you very much.
Y'all need to add that to the prize pool, honestly.
Yeah, can someone, hey Jules, Commissioner, cake please? Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, help us out a little bit.
Funz, do you have any shout outs before we go?
Shout out to the org, Mangoon. You can check out some merch at wildheartgg.com. Shout out to the team. You know, it's been great playing with these boys. It's been a lot of fun. And shout out to like CCL, you know, putting this all together and everything. It's been great. Loving it.
Awesome. I'm very glad to hear it. Thank you all so much for hanging out here, watching another In the Weeds presented by Roll20. And thank you, as always, for watching CCL. And finally, thank you, Funz, for joining me.
Appreciate it.